Is that Luke and Laura on your back wall?
Right here?
Yeah.
I think so. Oh, look at that.
Here we go. We got thumbs up today. No, I mean on the other side where the guy's standing over the other boxer laying on the floor in white trunks. Is that Luke and Laura?
This one, yeah, that might be Luke and Laura. I honestly don't know who Luke and Laura is. Is that who this is?
I think so. I mean, I'm blind as a bat, but it's either them or some other iconic soap opera couple. Where'd you find that picture?
It's an album cover. It's like a vinyl album cover with no vinyl in it. It's just like
Oh, it could be Luke and Laura, but it's probably not. It's probably like Sonny and Cher or something.
I got that, and then up here, I got the Beach Boys up here. I got Donna Summers right here.
Nice.
Gotta move them down. I gotta move this around a little bit. I
Do
gotta
you have
figure.
a record? Do you have those records?
I have, yeah, somewhere.
Those are amazing records, all those.
We bought a record player not too long ago. My dad got one at an auction.
No surprise there. No
Got it.
surprise there.
It's super nice though. It's like old and like wooden, and it's really cool. It's sick.
Yeah, the vintage ones are definitely cool. You got to like replace the needles and stuff on them so they sound
Yeah.
good though. Um, we have so much to talk about. Number one, let's start at the beginning. Thursday, we have to figure out a better way to do live sports broadcasting if we're gonna call the thing. Because do you know your TikTok is opposite? So like everything's backwards on the screen on your TikTok.
Oh, I didn't
Like
know that.
yeah, your TV, it doesn't say dolphins, it says sniffle snolda.
Oh. That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? I
It's
think you have to
mirrored.
set the settings so it mirrors or something. I don't know. But
I was filming it with my front camera. I probably should have been filming it with my back camera because that probably would have fixed that problem. Probably exactly why I was doing that.
maybe. Yeah, I don't have a clue, but also I need to find out some of the YouTube guidelines because I don't know if we're allowed to show a fight even if it's on a monitor in the background. And then the different cable providers, like you can't call a fight unless you're live because there's a delay, like
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. Like I think you were like 20 seconds ahead of me. So what I was doing was I would take your volume like the last like 20 seconds and just go all the way down on it so nobody could hear it. And
Yeah.
then I would have to like not look at you so I didn't know what was happening. It's just not the right way to do it.
My buddy Drew was watching it and he was like, I have your stream up, I have your YouTube up, I have your live up, I have Tyler's live up, I have his thing up. He's like, I feel dizzy. I need to leave. I'm gonna leave my apartment. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, we got to figure out a better way to do that. But it was still fun nonetheless.
It was super fun. And I like, the more fun stuff we can come up with, I think the better and it's super enjoyable. Now, let's just get right into it, man. The football game this weekend. Give me your thoughts. Give me your takeaways.
Damn good Super Bowl. It's a
Damn,
damn good.
best Super Bowl of all time, or like in the last
Not
while.
best of all time, but top three, maybe top five, definitely.
I mean, I think it was the second Super Bowl to ever be in overtime ever.
Is that true? I don't know.
I don't quote me on that.
I know that.
Can somebody fact check me somewhere?
Hey, can you get that producer?
Um, we need to get a fact checking producer. I feel like I heard that said was that it was only the second time in overtime, and I just couldn't believe the amount of penalties in the first half. Number one, I like
They
it
were
could
calling
be
it.
a different game if those penalties didn't happen.
They were calling it though. Like, yeah, I rather see them call it than not call it. At least they were consistent. That's what I like to see. But people are
Uh
still complaining online. They're like, oh, they didn't call this, they didn't call that, they didn't call this, they didn't call that, and you can't make everybody happy.
yeah, that's true. And at the end of the day, we got what was such a competitive game. Like all you can hope for is that two teams show up to play and nobody gets ridiculous. As long as Travis Kelsey doesn't headbutt Andy Reid off the sideline, we're good. But apparently, I guess they followed up on their podcast yesterday and talked about how obviously Travis only wants to play for Andy Reid, for Big Red, as he says. Um, I just thought, what a game! I thought they were able to kind of trap down Travis enough to make him work real hard. I thought Mahomes. So I saw a breakdown of statistics. Mahomes versus Brady. Mahomes is the superior quarterback. I hate to say it. I love Tom Brady.
Statistically, yes, and he's only 28 years old, so
Well,
he's still
that's
got.
why he's a superior quarterback because he's done more in less time.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be another 10 years till we can really say Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. But it's gonna be. I think he's gonna be above him by a long shot. Honestly.
Does Tom Brady make another run?
Oh, you never know with him. He could come back out there for 55. Shit, there's quarterbacks in the NFL. He could definitely. There's definitely some places he can start. 100%.
There are places he can win a championship, I feel like, in the NFL still, just with his know-how. Like you put a right defensive line around him and give him just an extra second in the pocket, like you're in trouble. You're just in trouble, folks. You can't shut down a Tom Brady that's dialed in. And as a man, the older you grow, the more dialed in you get mentally. You're able to deal with things on different levels. And man, I would give anything to see Mahomes and Tom Brady in a Super Bowl.
He'd have to have. He'd have to. What would he have to do? I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, I
He
could
would
tell you this. What are the chances of a three-peat now for Kansas City? Damn good.
listen. First of all, we got to talk about what happened in Kansas City yesterday. It was
Oh
tragic
man.
what happened at the Super Bowl parade. People lost their lives, and kids are getting
Yes.
terrible.
It is
But
and apparently it wasn't. I was reading this morning, it wasn't a terrorist thing. Apparently it was a disagreement. And I want to just give a massive thank you to the fans who tackled the shooter and laid on him and held him down, or
those guys
one of
are
the many
heroes out
shooters.
there.
I don't know. It's still, I guess, unfolding. But what an awful tragedy. People, let people talk some shit to your face and deal with it without a pistol. You're soft with your guns. Put your guns away. Own your gun, but get in a fist fight if you have to. You ain't got to kill somebody's dad, cousin, brother, sister, mother for no reason. You're right.
Ridiculous.
I can't believe I even started talking before touching on that. It's just such a unfortunate thing. It's such a celebratory moment. We got to deal with a bunch of stupid, silly ass gun violence for no reason, for
Terrible.
literally no reason.
Nothing, nothing. It's so stupid. There was 11 kids hospitalized, 9 with gun wounds. That's ridiculous. That should not be happening. No, that should never be happening in this world. It's terrible. It's awful. I heard
And
that it was
yeah, it's
it
so
happened.
unnecessary. Also, like, please, I do not promote violence, but get in a fist fight, shake hands, and go the other way. If you lose, you're a loser. If you win, whatever, you're still going to feel like shit. You beat somebody up. It's all better than killing a person and that person not being able to go home to their family, their children, their mother, whatever.
Yeah.
Just come on.
It's not even that. And the person, if there was an argument, those aren't even the people who were killed. It was people who had nothing to do with it. Innocent people lost their lives, and it's sad. It shouldn't be happening, especially at the Super Bowl parade. Come on,
I know,
come
like
on.
there could be no worse event to even bring your pistol to. Like, come on, like we're there to party, to only feel good and go, yeah, like awesome. And if it's not your team that won and you're that mad, stay the F home. Stay the F home. It's a day of celebration for a team that won the Super Bowl, the biggest, football game in the world. Like, come on.
It's ridiculous.
I there's nothing we can even say about it that hasn't been said before. It's everything's redundant. Everything has been there's no action being taken. I'm sure there was plenty of security at the event, but the last thing you expect at a Super Bowl celebratory event is gun violence to break out. So
Yeah.
thank you to all who helped stop it. And I hope the dudes that did the shooting feel like absolute shit and they go to absolute private prisons where guards want to keep them there forever.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Sorry, hot take. Anyways,
Not a hot take.
back to my other question. I find it extremely interesting to think that there's a potential for a three-peat in Kansas City with Andy Reid, Mahomes, Kelsey, and many of these other guys who played incredible. I think once you get to the two, which is so hard to do, and you get that,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're like, we're so close to this dynasty, this legacy, this why won't we give that extra bit? And I feel like already Kansas City's looking at number 3 already. Like they're
I
like,
was
well, one night out, y'all. One night out. I want an Emmett Smith commercial where they go, Emmett, how much time you taking off in between the Super Bowl? And he's like, that's it. or whatever he's doing, and he's right back on the bench press. And I feel like Kelsey, Mahomes, and Andy Reid and that squad are a force to be reckoned with. And I don't think that was their best game by any means.
Yeah, they're the big thing they were saying at the parade before everything went down and everything happened. When they were on stage talking, they said three-peat, three-peat, three-peat. We're all coming back. There were the managers of these players who don't have contracts for next year were freaking out on Twitter because these players are saying we're coming back next year. They don't have a contract. They don't have anything set in place right now. And these managers are freaking out thinking they're going to lose money and they're losing their leverage and everything.
You know what's funny about managers and agents is they only see dollar signs so often. They're missing the bigger picture here. The bigger picture is that this is a legacy squad. The guys will, unfortunately for the agents and managers, take less money to be part of something they believe in. That's why what Kansas City has right now is so special, because it's a group of guys fighting for a common goal, willing to sacrifice a little bit. And not a lot of people, I'm constantly brought back to Miami when I think about this, but like, I feel like Miami over the years has been plagued by that thing where like everybody wants a little more money, a little more spotlight, a little more this and that.
all, all they
And they
want.
forget to fight towards that common goal, because that common goal, when you unite, is strong. It's powerful. You're untouchable.
Yeah, the guys in Miami, all they want are big houses and get a nice car, and they want that $30 million contract.
But
That's
that's
how it
Miami.
always has been. That's how it's
That's
always.
Miami. Miami breeds that type of citizen. Like, it's not just football players. Like, even the
Everybody.
common dude at LA Fitness wants that life also.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of done with Miami, but that's another discussion.
That's another discussion. Did you recognize the person, and did you know who was performing at the halftime show?
Was that
Jesus. God,
was
please
that
help.
that was that Jay Z
Please
on the
help the younger
that
generations,
that
because they will never
that Chris Brown?
understand where rap and where R&B came from. Do you know there would
Was that
be no
Grammy
Chris
Award
Brown?
winning? Was that Big Mike? Was that Big Mike on the stage? Was that Killer Mike? Was that him? Is that who it was?
I'm
That
leaving.
makes
I
so much more
retired in
sense
this podcast. Bye, guys.
now.
Um, do you know that like there? I don't think there would be guys like Chris Brown. Not that I'm calling him out for any reason except that he's a dancing, singing R&B artist. If there was no Usher, like Usher was the performer on the R&B stage like no other. When there was no other doing it, like when Boys to Men was just singing, "It's so hard to say goodbye." Usher came out and started popping and locking and sliding, moonwalking 6 ways from Sunday down the stage, and people were like, "What is happening here?" And then I think Chris Brown was just a wee little toddler and was like, "Man, I'm gonna try that too." And then I think he changed the game. So, anyways, he got married that same day.
Yeah, he got married that same day. And listen, I got one thing to say about that. I got one thing to say about the performance. That's it. It was good, but he shouldn't have been grabbing on my girl Alicia Keys like that. Hell no. Hell no. He shouldn't have been touching Alicia Keys like that. That is a married woman with 2 kids. He should not have been touching her like that.
Wait, I missed
Why?
it. What happened? How exactly did he grab on her?
Dude, they're like singing together, doing their thing, doing their performance or whatever. And at the end of it, he just like grabs up behind her and comes up and he's kind of like kissing on her neck a little bit. And I'm like, that's too much. You
That's
can't be doing that. That is a woman with a husband and 2 kids. You cannot be doing that.
That
No,
is that is long time love and friendship, and on a mature level, on the most iconic stage in the world. That was an omen for me to plug in my computer. My plug just fell to the floor, and I looked up, and there's almost no battery on my computer. How
oh,
crazy is that? Hold on, pause for technical difficulties.
but yeah, he don't gotta be hugging on her like that. I love Alicia Keys. Can't be touching on Alicia Keys like that.
Anyways, something a young man like you at 21 could not understand, but through the eyes of a 41-year-old, we have nothing but love for all those men and women around us. And sometimes we scoop up an old girl that we haven't seen in a while. It doesn't mean it's sexual, it's just our relationship. I love you so much. I'm standing out here with 200 million viewers watching. The most watched Super Bowl, I believe, in history. Also, fact check that, please.
Most watched TV event since the moon landing.
Stop it.
Yep, most watched TV event since the moon landing.
Do you
Since
know what the third most watched TV event's going to be?
probably well, it probably was like OJ driving down the highway. It was
It's going to be
probably the
whatever Cobras episode this comes out as, six or
hell
seven.
yeah.
I don't know, eight. We'll see. Um, man, it was spectacular. I'm with you. I always think the halftime show is wild and weird, and it's always got something. It always leaves something on us, right? Like you go back to Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson and that whole ordeal, and just every year there was something special. Although the Rihanna one went off, pretty much without a hitch, but that was just her and her baby just
Yeah, that was just
crushing it.
awesome. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't not love her.
What do we do now? Like, so for a guy that knows a lot about sports, what happens in your sporting world? Do you watch anything in the off season post Super Bowl?
Well, this week, I might, don't know, I'm not 100% sure, but it's like 80% sure, maybe going to the Daytona 500.
Oh, amazing. You should do a live or mini live
Exactly.
things from there. And I would love to do a podcast if we could work it out, even if it was like 20 minutes from a cool location, if you have internet, and it'd be fun, man.
Yeah.
Daytona 500 is a ball. You've been before, right?
No, but we were supposed to go last year.
Oh, right. But I missed my flight and then got fired from my job. So here I am. Now I'm on a podcast.
We went last year. We went the day before the 500. They have the smaller race for the it's called the Xfinity Series. It's like the next like tier down.
Right.
That was a good race, so we got to see something.
And then I believe this year, two of my favorite comedians, Tom Segura and Burt Kreischer, will be doing something in and around the Daytona 500. Burt
Yep.
Kreischer is like a Florida kid. Like I think he went to FSU, but he's just got all Florida stories. So I've never met him in my life, or Tom Segura, but I just relate to Burt so much. Just he just wears flip flops all the time, and that's just only belongs in the state of Florida.
He they did it last year too. They did a big event there for the 500, and
Yeah.
I want to say they were just drinking with the fans on stage. I think that was what they were doing.
Well, that's what they do. They're
Yeah,
comedians. They
yeah.
drink and say funny stuff. Now, those guys just came out with a vodka line that they just launched Super Bowl weekend. Um, what's it called? Something Osos, bears in Spanish. I think it's
Oh,
called.
it is called. I don't know what it's called, but they went on the Pat McAfee show.
Yes.
We're pouring it in everybody's drinks. It was hilarious.
I want to say it's Porosos or something. I don't know. Tom Segura's got I think he's Mexican, and so they named it something and it's Spanish, and it's got like an angry bear and a happy bear on the front. But anyways, I'm not even a big drinker, and I like these guys so much. I want to promote their booze and I want to drink their booze. I honestly want to make a Bloody Mary or just a dirty martini with the Segura and Kreischer's of vodka, and I'm gonna try to pick them up as a sponsor, even if they just send me one bottle and I have to drink it a capful at a time, like a real taster.
Yummy.
So yeah, Daytona 500. What after the Daytona 500? What's left on the year? We got to wait till preseason.
So okay, I have an event lined up for every week. So me
Really?
in the off season, I love the off season because it's my favorite time of the year because I get to talk about all of the college football players that are going into the draft.
All right.
So
Who do you have your eyes on? Who's early round? Give me five of your top draft picks that are going to come out this season.
okay, well, I haven't been doing that much scouting yet. Like I have five names I could just throw out there, but after the Daytona 500 this weekend, not next week, but the week after is this thing called the NFL Combine, where
Yes.
all of these players come there, all of these potential rookies come there, and they run the 40-yard dash, they throw passes, they catch balls, they do offensive lineman drills, everything. And so you really get to see who looks good, who looks bad, and you get to learn some names and do all that.
I was thinking about going to the combine myself just because I got this sweet Travis Kelsey fade, and I feel like they might hire me just out of hopes that I might be as good. Do you think I'm too old at 41?
They'd like you, man. Indianapolis, bro. Might be a little cold. I don't know.
Do you think coming off a career ending Achilles injury like I had skipping outside on a Sunday afternoon would slow my chances down? I mean, I'm pretty sure I can still do a under 6 second 40. Do you think I'm a contender?
I don't think you can do an under 6 second 40.
You know what? I got curse words to yell at you right now, and I
I don't think
won't.
you can. Dude, you think you can with that Achilles? I think my is it how is that Achilles doing? It's got to be like
Bro,
Like
it's like 3 inches thick. What do you mean? Like my normal Achilles is like this big. I don't know if you can see. And then my other one is like this big because I didn't do the proper rehab. And I just said, oh, I'll just start boxing on it and just see what happens. Throw a bunch of jabs and hopefully
that
my
good?
ankle glues back together.
Is that good that it's thick or bad that it's thick?
It's bad that it's thick because it's, I don't know, it's like tendinopathy or some kind of word that I'm going to mispronounce. But it's basically so like the reason my Achilles snapped is because for about 7 to 10 years, I ran 7 miles a day every day of the week. Before I had a kid, obviously, I just needed to do activity. I needed to be in shape. Then I had a kid, and for like the first 4 years, 3 years of his life, he slept so little that I wasn't even able to do cardio. I was just barely lifting weights, able to keep myself, with enough energy to get through the day. So what happened was I went from having the most pliable, loose, stretchy Achilles to they were like, and they turn into old hardwood, like like much like my brain is turning into every day I get older. And then one day it was the afternoon, and I was like, you know what? I had a glass of champagne for lunch. I feel loosey goosey. Let me go outside. And the worst part about it all is I set it up really like a horror movie. If I was directing a horror movie and I wanted to do a jump scare at somebody, it's exactly how I would do it. Though, unfortunately, the person that was going to get scared absolute shitless was 3.5-year-old Macklin standing 30 feet away from me next to his mom on a Sunday afternoon. And I'm like, hey, buddy, make sure you look at me. Really, really, really focus on me. Here I go. Right? No, you're not focusing. You're not focusing. Look right here. Look, I lock it in. Okay, there you go. Now you focus. And I was like, here we go. One. And on the second skip, you heard like a,
Yeah.
and I was like, my foot's just dangling. I'm on the floor. What happened? And I
And you
look
got it
up and
all
I'm
on
like,
video.
and the pain. And now, typically in an Achilles injury, it's not a lot of pain because the Achilles doesn't have a lot of nerves in it. But I ripped my calf muscle, my solaris muscle in half, and some other tendon. Basically, it all exploded. And the pain was severe. And I knew it happened right away. And I knew I had to be at work the next day. So I went down to the ground. I'm like, no, 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 no. And I look up out of the corner of my sweaty, tear soaked eye and see Macklin's face. And Mandy thought I was screwing with her. She thought I was completely messing around because this is the type of dumb shit I do. And so she runs over finally after letting me sit and screech like a raccoon that got his tail run over on the street. She runs over. She goes, "Are you real?" And I go, "Please just get Macklin out of here." And she gets Macklin in the other room and talks to him for like 5 minutes while I stay out there, unable to get up or walk, with outside in my short shorts and no shirt, no socks on, just laying on the ground, waiting for my wife to come back with some sort of cane so I can cane myself to the couch and call Entertainment Tonight and tell them, I think I'm not going to make it to work tomorrow. Um, that was awful. That was an awful
Yeah.
experience. But the good part is now I'm back, and I think I have a legit chance of making an NFL combine run. Where do you think I'd fall in the draft? A guy like me, 41 years old, no rings, no real talent, but really's got a lot of heart.
You'd be lucky to be mystery relevant, the last pick in the draft. You'd be lucky. If you went there, you get a free truck if you go last in the draft.
But look how it makes me feel to be Mr. Irrelevant, to get a free truck, to go last. I can tell you that I can long snap with the best of them.
You probably could, honestly.
I
Yeah.
could launch a 15-yard long snap that looks like a Tom Brady pass on a 10 yard and out.
Get
Like
the
it's a
get,
dart. It really is.
get the American Heritage highlight tape out here.
Oh man. The only problem with my long snapping is I'm right now like 45 days into like a really lean, mean diet, and I'm about 165 pounds. So a lineman is gonna forearm shiver me right out of the field of play. Like I'm gonna be
Oh,
like, here I go. I'm gone. I'm right out to the side.
I gotta weigh myself, man. I wonder how much I weigh. I've been trying to bulk up a little bit this new year.
Bro, me too. I just started taking a little creatine. I'm taking creatine like I'm a
Oh,
young man again. I'm taking some creatine monohydrate and some whatever glutamine, the post thing, and a caffeine free pre-workout. And I'm lean and mean. I'm 45 days into cold plunging every morning before coffee, before I work out. And it's a game changer. I wish I could infect somebody of your age to just try it with me and keep going. I get it. Nobody even my age wants to do it. I have no friends because I'm cold plunging now. All of a sudden, it's like, Matt, everybody wants to make a movie. We all want to do stuff together. But when it comes to cold plunging, no friends for Cohen. He doesn't have any friends.
Everybody backs up. Everybody just fades out. Everybody said, "Nah, I ain't cold plunging."
They're like, I get it. You suffer and then things are easier, but also like, no thanks. And I'm like, I don't even know what to say, but it feels good. Now I'm addicted to it. I want it colder. I'm going to spend them $1,000. I need a sponsorship from a cold plunge company. Cold
Or
plunge companies worldwide. Understand this. Every day, sorry, every day since the beginning of the new year, I'm going online and doing my live cold plunges, both either for my subscribers or free, just to prove to people that they can do it because I'm not special and I'm doing it. Send me your system, whatever it is. I don't care if it's the lowest, cheapest, most introductory system. It will be online being promoted by a 41-year-old with really decent abs every day. Okay. Is there anything else? That and also organic Reese's. I need you to reach out to me.
dude,
This
organic
is
Reese's.
I desperately need to prove to people that you can eat organic Reese's and cold plunge and have abs. And this is true, and you should do it. That's all.
Scientifically
That's all I have to
proven.
say.
We have scientists. They've tested this out. They've done many clinical trials. It is true. It works. Reese's cups. Oh, not Reese's cups. Uh, what's the word? I can't. Why am I forgetting the word?
I'm gonna put you on the
Organic
spot.
Reese's
There
cups.
it is.
Organic Reese's cups. Scientifically proven. They're good for you.
And guess what? I'm the scientist and I'm the one who proved it. Because in the month of December and November, I ate like 50 packs of those, and I am in great shape. And it's not just the Reese's that get you into great shape, but it is a combination of cold plunging in your product here, cold plunge with these product here, organic Reese's cups. That guy, Tico Fantasy Show, and this guy, MC on the mic, we love those things. How about this? How about this? If we get sponsorship from a cold plunge company, you have to do it. You have to do it. What do you mean no? If they give you a $5,000 cold plunge, you're not going to try to better your life? Give me one reason why not.
Five that way is the actual cold plunge $5,000.
$5,000 for a good one.
I don't know, man. I'm the Tico Fantasy Show. You got to talk to me. You got to talk to my manager, Tico. You got to talk to him or my agent, Tico. You got to talk to them if you want any
Why
business.
are you scared to get in the cold water?
It's not that I'm scared of it. It's that like I can live without it.
How do you know you can't live without it? If you do 11 minutes a week of cold exposure and 40 minutes of heat
But
exposure in a sauna, you drop all cause mortality by 40% over a 20-year study. Thank
why
you,
not?
Dr. Rhonda Patrick and Dr. Andrew Huberman.
But why don't I just take a cold shower? What's the
Because it's
difference?
not the same. It's too easy to get out. You need to sit and suffer for 3 minutes underwater up to your neck because your brother's doing it. And that's the main reason.
Since you've been telling me about this cold plunge, I've been just sitting in that cold shower, and that's painful enough, man. That's as good as I can do. I don't know if I
No,
can do this whole cold plunge thing. If we got
I
this,
have respect for you. I have respect that you're doing the cold shower. I do. I'm just giving you a hard time, but I'll get you here. You watch and see. I'm going to get you and like 50,000 other people that have said no to me to be in cold water. It's a game changer, changes your life.
oh, I don't like being cold.
What's the most challenging thing you'll do today? What's the hardest part of your day? Waking up, going to sleep, finding food, putting on clothes, exercising. What's the hardest part?
I don't know, man. If you come into everything with a pretty happy attitude, nothing's challenging. That's kind of my philosophy.
That's all
But
you got to do for the cold plunge.
yeah, I know it's not hard to do. It's just like I don't really want to do it.
Bro, you're so happy. You have so much like unorthodox happiness from a Cohen that every time I talk to you, I feel better about myself. You have that magic. That magic needs to bring itself into some cold water and get out because it's going to be amplified 250% more dopamine in that smile. And that's a game changer. People are going to lose their mind. If you
It's a
do
whole
your
lot of
TikToks
dopamine.
from the cold plunge,
Oh, well, they'd be fantastic, but it just sounds so painful,
for
man.
1 minute? What if you did
Oh,
1 minute? I started last year's Christmas or whenever you were here that one year, 1 minute. It was like 30 degrees, but 1 minute is.
it's so cold. What's it now? What are you putting ice in it? Like, how
I'm
are you?
putting ice in it, but I got to buy a cooler or get sponsored by somebody because I can't. I'm using like a goat trough, so it's like 70, 80 gallon
Yeah.
metal container that I fill up and I put like peroxide in, food grade peroxide, and I put ice in it. But I can only get it down to like 50. If it's really cold out, I can get like 45, which is plenty cold. 45 to 60 feels very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But 35 to 45 is where I want to be for the challenge. Like at this point, I get in it for 5 minutes and I do live streams on Instagram and I don't start even shaking till like the last minute. So,
Oh, I saw one. I saw it might have been one of your like first ones you did, and you're like, "Thank you for watching the live stream."
but in 10 seconds after that, like you start to warm up and your body feels electric, man. It feels like you just like had like 500 milligrams of caffeine, but you haven't had any. And you just feel wild. You feel crazy. And you're a young man and you've taken care of yourself very well up until this point. And so you still feel most of those things naturally. But as we get older and our testosterone starts to fall down a little, you have to really fight to stay youthful, right? Because people used to die at 40 and 50. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that was like maximum age back in the day, if you were lucky. So,
Oh,
the body runs out. And so I'm all about at this point trying to be 21 again, like you. I want to be young, youthful. I want my mustache to grow all black, not half white and half black. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to grow it out a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I keep shaving it. I keep like I'll grow it out for 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want a mustache. And
Bro,
then it
it
comes
looks
back out.
good. Listen, you wear a mustache in the most unassuming way possible. You're not trying to look like Charles Bronson. I know you're not going to know who that is, but look him up. You're not trying to look like somebody's daddy. You just look like a hipster with a cool ass mustache, a good gold chain, and an awesome shirt on. Like you got your style. Dude, if I could give you any advice, don't do what I did, which was try to become everybody else that you thought was cool. Just be you're the dopest Cohen. You know what I'm saying? Like you're cool. I'm a guy that at 41, or it was really at like in my 30s when I had Macklin, when I figured out, oh, this is who I am. But all through my 20s, I was like, oh, I want to be more like that. I want to be more like that. What if I talk like this? What if I talk like that? What if I say, like, nah, man, you got it dialed in. Don't change nothing.
Not planning on it. I'm trying to get more into fashion though. That's my big thing I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to I've been like looking at all these like vintage fashion things and like all these. There's so many cool places that sell like old vintage pieces, old jackets, old pants. I've been getting into baggy pants. Never worn
Yeah,
baggy pants in my life.
I get it. I'm wearing skinny jeans till I die because I wore skinny jeans before they were cool, then they got cool, and now they're
Oh,
not
I
cool
hate
again, and I'm keeping them on tight, like Spidey, like a Spidey suit is what I'm
so
talking about.
comfortable. I wore them my whole entire life. I wore skinny jeans because that was cool. That's like what you're supposed to wear. But now, like these baggy pants are coming back, and I'm like, hell yeah! I don't want to wear no skinny jeans. I hate skinny jeans. So I just bought like 4 or 5 pairs of some baggy jeans, and I love them.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm not hating on it. I like the baggy look. I don't think I can pull it off, as well as some people, but like you see a guy like Timothy Chalamet dressed up and he's got these baggy dress pants and they're doing this stuff. And it's fashion forward. I've seen like Alan Richson, even Usher at the game, right? He had these baggy white pants on that were like not baggy as in length. They were like the
Huh.
right length. They were just
Yeah,
almost like a wide leg. When I was a kid, I used to wear these pants. I don't know if they exist. They were called Jinkos. The
Jinkos. I've heard of them.
the bottom of each leg was equal to the waist.
Yeah, those are and they're like thin, and then they go like this, right? Kind of like
No,
bell
those
bottom.
are bell bottoms. The
Okay.
pants I wore were like, here's your waist, and then off of your waist came two equally thick legs. You
Oh,
got to look them up. They're wild. They were skater pants. All the skaters, we all wore them. Yeah, bro. What's up?
those are kind of sick, dude. I'd wear those. You see, I'd wear those. That's drip. That's cool. I mess with that.
I mean, come on. I don't know, man. It's a lot of extra material. I feel like I
It is.
can
It
make
is.
six
Maybe not
pairs of
that bad.
pants for people that don't have pants.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But no,
Look,
you buy like an old pair that like that's what I've been doing. I've been buying like old on Depop. You can
yeah.
just buy a bunch of old stuff on there that's like already pre-worn and stuff, and it's cheap.
I've been able to find some cool used vintage like t-shirts on eBay too, like hats and like cheap, man, like $7. I got like a 1991 Wu-Tang shirt that is
Sick.
like an original print, which it was worn, but you could tell it was worn, but it doesn't have any stains or
Cool
holes. So I
though.
was like,
That's
man, this
like
is
that
awesome. I
character.
rather it look like we've had it for a couple years, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to buy. It's so crazy how expensive these things are. Carhartt jackets. Carhartt jackets are crazy expensive. It's insane.
You got
And
to
I've been.
buy them used, man.
I
Carhartt
know
jackets
they're
and
more
red.
expensive.
Really?
People want to buy them used because they distress like they when you wear them in a lot, they look better.
Yeah. I mean, I got a gray Carhartt with the like lined inside. That's my only jacket I wear. It took me through negative 50 degrees for 3 weeks in Winnipeg. It was the
I
best
just
jacket you could buy.
I just bought a used one. It was like $80. Crazy for a
Yeah,
used
but
one.
that's you got to
Still,
understand when you spend 80 bucks on a Carhartt jacket, you've spent that 80 bucks for the last time on that jacket.
exactly. That's the truth. That's the truth. And it's like used and kind of cool already. So I like that.
Yeah, so think about it like that. And like I buy Red Wing Heritage boots, like I only have one pair. I'm going to re-up. They're like 200 to 300 bucks, but that's the last time. You don't
Yeah,
do that again. Once your foot is at whatever size, you'll wear those from 20 to 45 and then get another pair, you know? Like it's
exactly. That's
yeah.
why that's the cool part about all these old clothes. Like they if they made it this far, they made it 20 years already. They're gonna make it another 20. You know, they're pretty sick.
You know what? Stuff that's timeless is awesome. So I always say like, like basic colors, flat colors, simple things without words and stuff on them always ends up being timeless. Or things that are timeless are like what you're wearing, like a vintage motorsports shirt cuz those things always come back because it's like carnival, right? It's like the carnival that is America's got all these weird vintage beer, cigarette and racing kind of things, but it's part of our culture. It's part of what built this country, so it's fun to wear those shirts still.
I love vintage stuff. That's like my thing. Love vintage. I don't know. It's just I like it.
How
I
do
want
you spend any time going to like thrift stores or anything and checking out
I
stuff?
haven't, but I kind of want to. I want to start getting into that. I think like filming like a video, like going and like picking through. I see these places, they got these big bins and people just go for hours and just pick through clothes in these bins.
I
Sick.
used to, there was a time, and I have some pictures somewhere, but when in my first year in Hollywood, I was buying suit jackets that at Goodwill, like I'd buy like three, four, five of them, $5 each. And then I'd take them home and I'd do really edgy, like graffiti kind of street art faces on the back of them. And I just give them to my buddies. And there
Yeah.
was a night, we have a night, there were four of us were in a club randomly, and we all had my jackets on. And like one is like a smiley face with a black eye and a missing tooth, and it just says fight in block letter. Just like
Yeah.
at the
That's
time it was
cool.
kind of trendy what I was doing because other people were doing it. But yeah, man, recycling and upcycling clothes is super fun. I love
That's
that
coming
stuff.
back. That's like all these like old like what you just said. People like just drawing stuff on shirts and jackets and things with spray paint or whatever it is. That's coming back, and
Yeah.
it's cool. I love it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's really cool. And it's a way for people to save money and then show their artistic work. And then you can always design 10 of them, keep one, and sell nine, like
Yeah,
put it out there.
we're making money like that.
We're
Business
making
people.
money. Um, What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, we got to break out some shorts this week of some of these clips. I want to start breaking out some pieces of these YouTubes to put on YouTube Shorts so we can get traction. Things have just been so hectic, dog. I can't tell you like the last week. So, Los Angeles is in a monumental drought for so many years. Then last year, we get the 4 months of rain where it rains like every single day. It's the most rain in 40 years. This year, 2 weeks ago, when Mandy was out of town, or last week, whenever it was, we had the biggest storm in 90 years. It dropped 12 inches of rain in 8 hours. San Diego's gone. It left. It flooded out. It's like Noah's Ark down there. So much water. All my windows are leaking. And I only had time to do the little bit of stuff that we were able to do in the middle of it. But I am locking in now. I think the rains are stopping. We're getting our like last storm. I'm suing the window people. I think, unless they want to help me, and then I won't sue you. But
Please,
dude,
Windows.
it's been so hard to find extra time to hop on and do some stuff. But I got some stuff I want to do. I saw an Instagram video of a guy like upcycling a sweater with like bleach, like he has like bleach in like a spray bottle, all these designs, and then you can color the bleached area with paint pens, and it's
Yeah,
it's
there's cool stuff, man. There's cool stuff to do. You just gotta have time to do it.
We also need to get a Cobros t-shirt up on. I could put it up on my Printful account. I'll try. Maybe I'll try to do that today or tomorrow. But we got to get some t-shirts. People have been asking me about t-shirts and stuff, so
Yeah.
we'll get that going. What's the rest of the week and weekend look like for you? What do you got going on?
So hopefully Daytona. Hopefully that's about 80% sure, not 100%, but hopefully
Nice.
Daytona. Then after that, I'll come back. And yeah, we're just back to Tico Fantasy Show until the NFL Combine.
So if you can fit it in and if you make the Daytona trip real, hit me up because I'd like to do, even if it's just a 10-minute thing, like if there's any place where it would be a fun background, even
Yeah,
live in a crowd, like even if there's people around and you can just bring, the mic to your iPhone and just
right.
film it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my little Rode mics that I got.
Because we can zoom from the phones anywhere and I could record on my half so you don't even have to worry about it, you know?
Yeah, I could. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna do something while I'm there. I'm gonna probably like go live or something. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
decided yet. But
Well, keep me in the loop. Let me know if I can be involved. I'd love to be involved. I'd love
yeah,
to, just I mean, I don't even know who's driving anymore these days. The NASCAR racing has progressed so much and I barely pay attention. Although I did see Jeff Gordon dice it up on Lego Masters the other day, which was pretty good.
Jeff Gordon's what's he's doing Lego Masters now?
He was like a celebrity guest and he was like driving. They had to build electric Lego cars for people to drive in. And so he was like the racer and he just destroyed it. It was awesome. It was great.
Dude, if they ever got a rookie episode of like Lego Masters, bro, invite me on over. I'd love to be on Lego Masters.
Bro, even the worst players on Lego Masters, they know things about Lego that we
Crazy. They're crazy.
they know stuff, bro. They know
Yeah.
way more things than we know. There are some incredible people that build Legos out there. I mean, we are fully invested ever since I absolutely destroyed your life and your Lego build that day. And I know I'll never.
Let me tell this story. Let me tell the story real
Oh
quick. Let me tell
man,
the story. Let me tell the story. I'm probably about, I don't know, let's say 12 years old, probably just a little young 12-year-old Tico roaming the streets. And, my brother comes home from California. He comes over to Florida to visit. Don't know what the holiday was. Don't know what was going on. But he comes down and he says, you know what, Tyler? You should take apart all of your Legos so that we can build one massive Lego together or a Lego town. We're just going to build something. We're going to build something with all your Legos. And I'm like, brother, that's an awesome idea. Let's do it. Take apart all my Legos, take everything apart, everything that I built over the past, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, however long it was, take everything apart. Blah, 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 blah. And well and behold, he doesn't put anything together with me, and I just got a bunch of Legos all apart. And like a year after that, I think I ended up selling everything.
I'm sorry, man. I honestly, I still feel bad about it, and I didn't think it would do so much psychological damage. And look where it's led you to a successful online influencer career. Maybe it was that decision and that decision alone by wrecking your Legos that put the wheels in motion. Hey, I am going to be a social influencer. I am going to create a presence online, talk to people because now I have all this time away from the city, the small, tiny city that I locked myself within inside the walls of my room, inside my Legos. Now I can open my wings like a butterfly, like a peacock, and I'm going to fly out and show the world my mustache. I did that for you.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you
And
so
the
much.
beauty in the difference between you and I is I am a cynic looking for approval, and you are a guy that could find gratitude in even the most bullshittiest thing that I could ever say to you. And that's why you're destined for glory. And that's why I'm going to be riding your coattails into oblivion, into
Riding, bro. We're riding
fame,
all the way to the top.
riches, and social influencing on the highest level.
We're all the way to the top. I'll be up there with Jay-Z one day. You'll see me and him. We'll be chilling, me and my homie.
Jay, Jay's the guy. All right, we're gonna talk and see if we can get some Daytona coverage up live of the Cobros. If not, make sure you people tune in to the Tico Fantasy Show on TikTok and everywhere else you can find my brother Tyler Cohen crushing it. And if I get to ride these coattails, I'll be there too. But if not, we'll be supporting you from afar. I'm MC on the mic. That's
Deco, and listen, people, you're going to be able to find Cobros on TikTok now. So if you go on TikTok and you type in Co Bros, you're going to find Cobros. So go ahead and do that.
Get on TikTok, find it. We are the Cobros, MC on the mic, Tico Fantasy Show. We're out.